In a city that worships the vertical, that sells its very air to the highest bidder, there exists a stubborn and beautiful heresy, a place defined not by its height, but by its flatness, not by its accessibility, but by its resolute, ironclad exclusivity. This is Gramercy Park, and it is not for you. That may sound harsh, I know. In our painfully egalitarian age, the very concept is an affront. A private park, gated and locked, in the heart of Manhattan? It seems like a parody of aristocratic privilege, a feudal ghost rattling its chains in a city that prides itself on being a melting pot. And yet, to dismiss it as such is to miss the point entirely. Gramercy Park is not a rejection of New York. It is the most New York thing imaginable. A real estate venture of pure genius, masquerading as a public good. The story begins in 1831. The area was swampland, a krummelvlei, or crooked little valley, as our Dutch forebears called it. A developer named Samuel B. Ruggles had a vision. He was not merely selling plots of land, he was selling an idea. A permanent, unassailable piece of the English countryside right here in the city. He drained the swamp, laid out 66 pristine parcels of land around a central park, and offered them to the city's elite with an unbreakable promise. The deed of trust was a work of art. The park would be owned in common by the owners of the surrounding lots. It would be managed by a board of trustees forever. Each lot owner would be taxed annually for its upkeep, and in return they would receive a key to paradise, a key that could not be copied, a key that must be returned upon moving, a key that separated them from the teeming, striving, ever-churning city just beyond the fence. And what a fence it is, 8 feet tall, forged in iron, anchored in granite. It's less a barrier and more a piece of sculpture. It doesn't just keep people out, it frames the view for those of us on the exterior. We are all transformed into voyeurs. We look upon a stage set of perfect tranquility, a diorama of a bygone era. The key holders within are not just residents, they become actors in a play about serenity, whether they like it or not. And what actors have graced this stage? Edwin Booth, the famous Shakespearean who donated his mansion to his fellow actors. The architect Sanford White, whose scandalous end did little to diminish the beauty of his designs. The author, Edith Wharton, who surely observed the subtle social dramas playing out on these very benches. To live on Gramercy Park was and is to buy into a narrative. Ah, the keys, the ultimate status symbol, numbered, accounted for, guarded more fiercely than state secrets. They are the physical manifestation of the covenant. To hold one is to hold a piece of Ruggles' original promise. This, of course, is where the polemic begins. It's public land, some cry. Well, no, it was never public. It's undemocratic, others protest, to which the trustees, a notoriously steadfast group, would likely respond with a polite but firm precisely. The park is an affront to the modern sensibility that all good things must be shared. It resists the tide. While the rest of the city has been forced to adapt, to bend to the will of commerce and shifting demographics, Gramercy Park remains obstinately itself. It is a 2-acre time capsule. The rules are legend. No dogs, no frisbees, no alcohol, no stepping on the grass unless absolutely necessary. It is not a place for recreation. It is a place for composure. Look at the buildings that stand sentinel. They are a museum of 19th and early 20th century residential architecture. Each one was built with the park as its focal point, its frontispiece. The park gives the buildings their value, and the buildings in turn stand guard over the park. It's a perfectly symbiotic relationship, sealed in brick, brownstone, and iron. To destroy the exclusivity of the park would be, in the eyes of its guardians, to vandalize the buildings themselves. It would break the spell. The arguments to open it to the public are rational, progressive, and entirely understandable. They are also, in a strange way, irrelevant. Gramercy Park exists as a work of art, and its central theme is exclusivity. To make it public would be to change its very nature, to turn a rare orchid into a common daisy. A lovely flower, the daisy, but not the point of this particular garden. So, is it an outrageous symbol of elitism? Of course it is. Is it a breathtakingly beautiful, serene, and perfectly preserved piece of New York's history? Unquestionably. The city needs its grand public spaces, its central parks, its Bryant parks. But perhaps, just perhaps, it also needs this. A place that reminds us that not everything is for everyone. A place that generates longing. A beautiful, infuriating, and utterly necessary fence that defines not only the space within, but all of us standing on the outside, looking in.